Girl, maybe if you would have had the man like full force tackle you, it would have been more believable. So that's just my opinion, you guys. If you've been following political news, you've heard about the story regarding Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. And as usual, I'm always looking at the timing of things, you guys. Just like when all of that massive fraud here recently was found to be occurring in that same state. Reportedly, billions of dollars of our tax money was being funneled through fake daycare businesses. And right afterwards, you have these two ICE shootings in the same state. Well, here recently, the Department of Justice opened up an investigation into this Congresswoman, Ilhan Omar. Allegedly, she's, being tied to fraud in that state as well. She has a net worth of about $30 to $40 million, and many people are questioning how does she get that net worth when our U.S. state representatives only get paid around $100,000 to $200,000 a year. So right after this investigation opens up into her, she happens to be at an event speaking. Now, she says she does town halls all the time. So what's different about this town hall? Why would she be attacked at this town hall when she does these town halls frequently? What happened? What changed? Oh, that investigation into that fraud. At any rate, she was at a podium standing speaking when what many say she happened to give like an eye signal to a man that was sitting on the front row. And then right afterwards, he stood up with a spray bottle and sprayed her with an unknown substance. Now, what I find interesting is that she goes to the man and charges him right after she gets sprayed. And her security, to me, seemed a little bit slow to react, but they got him, apprehended. Then she goes back to the podium and finished speaking. And then afterwards, she does a press conference. So they didn't bother to change her clothes. They didn't bother to check to see what the substance was. It could have been anything. It could have been Ebola. It could have been acid. It could have been something dangerous. But it was found to be apple cider vinegar. Okay. And I read a comment where somebody said, well, it wasn't holy water because her ass didn't burst into flames. But at any rate, you guys, she goes on the liberal bought and paid for DNC media. And of course, they want to make her out to be a hero and brave because she charged at the man, which she wouldn't have done if he would have had that L shape on him. But they talked about the attack over and over, but they failed to mention the fraud. Like they always do when it comes to the Democrat side. Now, both parties, to me, have been complicit in fraud and corruption. But what I find interesting is that when it comes to the Democrat side, the media always seems to cover for them. They always want to talk about what flavor ice cream do you like, sir? Like they did when it came to the former corrupt senile president, instead of questioning him about pardoning several of his family members, including his crackhead son. The auto pen, his mental cognitive ability. I mean, they don't really want to get into deep issues when it comes down to that side. And that's the reason why they've been losing and why even after years and years of their negative coverage on one man, he still turned around and won in a landslide because of their biased coverage. There's no way she should have went on the news and just been talked to about the attack alone when she just had the Department of Justice open up an investigation into her.